Hi. So welcome. This is the fourth teaching based on the Likkutei Halachot of Rabbi Nosson, the main student of Rabbi Nachman of Breslev. And we are discussing the first halacha in the Shulchan Aruch. Rabbi Nachman asked Rabbi Nosson to make a commentary on the Shulchan Aruch based on the teachings of Rabbi Nachman. And it starts off with the halacha that when a person wakes up in the morning, yitzgaber ka'ari. A person should strengthen themselves to get up like a lion. La'amod baboker la'avodat boiro sheyahihu ma'orei hashachar. That the person is going to awake the dawn. The person themselves are going to awake the dawn. Haga shavisi Hashem lenegdi tamid, that I am able, because of the way that I wake up like this lion, I'm able to put Hashem in front of me always, to live in that manner with that headspace. Ze klal gadol b'Torah v'chula, and this is a great principle in the Torah. So this is the halacha that we're working on, getting up in the morning like a lion. And we are continuing further. And we talked about the fact that when we see the good point, that this is all based on seeing the good point in ourselves, something good about ourselves, and then seeing something good in others. And then if we have the capacity to see and draw out the good in others, from them we can construct a mishkan, an edifice of holy space. And this is compared to the Jews who gave of their own possessions in order to build the mishkan, as a metaphor or a parallel situation, as in a way Moshe was not just taking the materials from them to build the mishkan, but he was actually extracting and noticing and empowering the good point in all of them. And in that way, he was taking the good points from each of the Bnei Israel and constructing a real mishkan, but parallel to seeing the good in others and building a mishkan from that. So let's continue on. So Hashem became favorably disposed towards Moshe as a result of his finding good in every Jew, even after the incident of the golden calf. Because Moshe was the embodiment of good, as expressed in the verse, she saw that he was good. So this is when Moshe was born, and the room that he was born in was filled with light. And therefore Moshe had the inherent ability to always find the good in everyone, even in the willful sinners of the Jewish people. Through this, Hashem was placated, and he then commanded the Jewish people regarding the construction of the Mishkan as a tikkun for their sin. So Reb Nosson is going to talk more about this idea of them contributing their best, their nekuda tova, the good in themselves, to the Mishkan as a tikkun for the Chet HaEgel, but how this we can see more into this for our own lives right now. Each Jew was to contribute towards the Mishkan's construction according to the generosity of his heart. For Moshe would rouse the good in each person, and each person commensurate with his good contributed to the construction of the Mishkan according to the generosity of his heart. For the Mishkan was constructed from all the good that had been refined from every single Jew. So from their tshuva, from their charota, from their sadness, from their pain, from their yearning and desire to do good. This is the significance of the Torah's enumeration of their gifts. And this is where it gets really interesting. Gold and silver and copper and sky blue and dark red and crimson. Each person brought a gift that was congruous with his own good point. So people didn't all bring the same thing. They all brought something that was unique and special and connected to them individually. Kabbalah teaches that gold and silver and copper and sky blue allude to the supernal colors, which are themselves representative of the good inside each and every Jew. So let's talk a little bit more about these supernal colors. So the note here, which is this sefer has been put together by Rabbi Chaim Kramer, who needs a refuah shalema because he hasn't been well. Actually, this is Moshe Maikov, but Chaim Kramer is in charge of the Breslev Institute, I believe, and he needs our davening for refuah shalema. But so in the footnotes here, it says, Rabbi Moshe Cardaviro teaches that these colors, and which colors are we talking about? Gold, silver, copper, sky blue, refer to the Sfirot, the divine attributes through which the infinite and unknowable God makes himself known to his creation. They are called colors because each holy attribute has its own distinct characteristic and hue. Each sphira reveals a different dimension of Hashem as he relates to this world. Therefore, revealing the supernal colors reveals godliness, which, as we have seen previously, is synonymous with the good point inside each and every Jew. So each person has a different good point, gives something different based on the different tones, hues, individuality, personality of their own particular being, which is a reflection of some aspect of Hashem, because we all created in the image of Hashem. So something within us is going to resonate with a different aspect or a different color within Hashem. Continuing. And this is the import of Hashem's praise for the Jewish people. Israel, in you, etz pa'er, the Hebrew name for pride, pa'er, also connotes splendor, especially as it manifests through the beauty of color. Now, this is so beautifully interesting, and I love this Torah because it talks about the multiplicity, the differences between people, and how we don't all have to serve Hashem in the same way, and we don't all have to be the same. It's our uniqueness and being attended to that uniqueness and connected to our uniqueness that we're going to be able to manifest in the most full way and give Hashem in a way the most nachas, because then we represent and manifest all parts of him in the world. On account of the pa'er, the splendor of the supernal colors, in other words, the Jewish people's good points, Hashem says, Israel, in you, etz pa'er, I take pride. Pa'er is also etymologically similar to tiferet, because within the word tiferet, we have the word pa'er. Tiferet, pa'er is right there in the middle. Now, of course, this is close to my heart because everything I do is around bringing harmony, beauty, tiferet to us, body, mind, heart, and soul. That's why my business is called Tiferet Movement. The sphere of Tiferet, because it is inclusive of all the colors, is called encompassing beauty. So that is really so, so beautiful. So Hashem takes pride in the Jewish people because they're made up of the multitude of colors. These are the good points inside every Jew, which are likewise inclusive of many colors. For each Jew, even the least worthy among them has a good point that is unique and so not found in his companions. As Rabbi Nachman has explained elsewhere, on account of each Jew's unique good point, his unique color, Hashem takes pride in all of them, in other words, in the splendor of their encompassing beauty. This relates as well to the colors that were in the Beis HaMikdash and before that in the Mishkan, the concept of the gold and silver, that each Jew contributed according to the generosity of his good heart for all the numerous good points which are synonymous with all the different supernal colors inside every Jew were included there. So this is a very deep point and a beautiful point. Therefore, it was specifically after the incident of the golden calf, when Moshe had to search out and find the good points that exist inside every single Jew, that they were tasked with constructing the Mishkan. It says the incident, Rashi in Shemot says, the incident of the golden calf preceded the commandment, according to Rashi, to erect the Mishkan by many days. He explains that it took Moshe from the 17th of Tammuz, the day he broke the Luchot, until Yom Kippur, to reconcile Hashem towards the Jewish people. And on the day after Yom Kippur, they began collecting the people's contributions for creating the Mishkan. Because the Mishkan, as I've said before, was built from these good points, as in the Midrashic teaching cited above. I am black. Remember, we spoke about this from Shir HaShirim. I am black because of the incident of the golden calf, but at the same time, I am pleasing because of the construction of the Mishkan. That is by virtue of the good points I still find inside myself, which conceptually are the materials for the construction of the Mishkan. This is so deep and so beautiful that when we wake up in the morning and we feel bad about ourselves, that search for the good point is going to enable us to construct anew each and every day, a Mishkan for our day. When we see bad or we're overwhelmed with bad in the world, if we can see the good point, then we construct a Mishkan, almost like a city of refuge in which we can move in and operate. We create that Mishkan by seeing and extracting the good point in others, in ourselves, and in what we see around us. Likewise, last paragraph, it is understood by the Rebbe's words in this lesson that through the good found in every single Jew, a Mishkan is constructed, and so that tzaddik, who's capable of finding all the good that exists in the entire Jewish people, who conceptually is the chazan, as explained before, he can comprehend all the concepts related to the Mishkan of each of the generations tzaddikim. And it says, study the Rebbe's words there, that this Mishkan is constructed primarily from that good, the good point, the tshuva, the yearning for better, for next time. With this, the Rebbe's words in the opening section of this lesson, of his lesson where he discusses finding the good points, are well connected with what he teaches here at the end about constructing a Mishkan. Study it well, Reb Nosson tells us. Reb Nosson has shown that dawn, remember we said we are awakening the shachar, we are awakening redemption, we are awakening the new day, we are awakening the light within ourselves, we are awakening the light in the world around us. The dawn represents a person's good point, which once roused is used by the tzaddik to build a mishkan, a dwelling for the Shekhinah in this world, and a source for the pure breath that enables a person to study Torah in purity and wholeness. So thank you for listening, and Kol Tov.